Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. I'm your host Mike, and today I'm going to talk about something I really love, a genre of film noir. I love film noir. Film noir is movies that were produced early 40s through probably the early, into the 50s. Okay, let's just say that. The big time that film noir really kicked in, known as the classic period, it would be after World War II, about 1946-ish, with movies like Out of the Past, Murder My Sweet, stuff like that. And all the movie studios got involved. They all put out their own film noir, dark stories, usually dealing with crime, revenge, double-crossing, a woman who kind of comes between things or brings a guy down, double-crosses him, like a dame, bad dames, and stuff like that. So today, like I said, all the studios had film noir. But one of the studios that put out a lot of really good film noir was 20th Century Fox, and they really did some good stuff. They put out movies like Laura. See, Laura came 1944, so that was pre the end of World War II. So movies like, that Universal kind of got the ball going in my mind, or Warner Brothers actually. I think Warner Brothers kind of, in my mind, with the Maltese Falcon. Some may say, yeah, maybe. Is it film noir? I think it's film noir. It's sure. And Universal with movies like The Glass Key, the movies with Veronica Lake and what's his name? Picturing his face, can't think of his name. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, The Glass Key, stuff like that from Universal. MGM kind of got involved there, and they did some movies, but you can always look at movies and kind of, just from the lighting, the way it's shot, you can almost tell what studio it's from. And I think one of the best studios, hands down, is probably RKO. I mean, I think RKO really put out a lot of good stuff. And stuff like that. But today we're going to focus on 20th Century Fox. Like I said, they did a lot of good stuff, put out a lot of good films. And in the early 2000s, let's say, what was that, 2004? I think maybe it started 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. 20th Century Fox put out a line of DVDs called Fox Film Noir, and they were in like kind of a brownish case with the artwork on there. And there was I can't think of how many they were. I think there was like over 30 movies, and I've been collecting those over the years. I had a bunch, and then for the longest time I didn't find any, or I wasn't looking, I guess. And then recently, in the last couple of years, I've been getting more and more, and I've realized that, hey, I'm almost getting them all, so I'm trying to find ones I didn't have. So I want to show you guys some Fox Film Noir, some of that series. I'm not going to show you every film that's was in that little wave of films that they put out, but today I'm gonna show you guys some. And I'll let you know, if it's really good, because some of these kind of fell in the drama department. It wasn't really like, a couple of movies were kind of a letdown in a way, or maybe I really need to watch it again, but some of them were just really not film noirs. They just weren't, I don't know, they just weren't film noirs to me. So let's start it off. Enough of me gabbing, geez Louise. So this movie, this one is from 1946. Stars Vincent Price and Lynn Barry. It's called Shock, and it's a pretty cool film. In watching it, I was slightly disappointed. I wanted a gritty crime filled story with revenge and double crossings and backstabbers and all that good stuff we like in film noirs. But it really wasn't like that. It was basically a drama, pretty good drama. Vincent Price, good as always. This is when Vincent Price was still finding his footing. You know, he wasn't known as one of the early princes of horror, you know, but he was still widely regarded as a good actor. He was unmistakable, his voice, and everything. And he was really making some good movies. You know, he was in movies like, I believe he was in Laura, and then he was in some good movies, anyways, for 20th Century Fox. So he was slightly wasted in it. I mean, you know, just briefly tell you that this is a post-World War II suspense thriller. I mean, maybe that's where it is. Maybe you can just say this is just a suspense thriller. It's not so much a film noir. But it's a story of basically this woman who's been waiting for her husband to come home from World War II, and she's just really fragile. She's just on the edge. It's like if he doesn't come home, she's just gonna die. I mean, she just, you know, slightly melodramatic, but just she's on the edge. The guy finally comes home, but before he comes home, she witnesses a murder and through the window through the next apartment area. This was way before Rear Window, but she saw a murder, a guy choking his girlfriend to death, and she saw this. She basically just walks backwards and falls on the couch and just like, she's just in a daze, and she just passes out. I think she starts screaming or something, and people come to her help, and they call the ambulance, and they basically put her in the hospital. The husband comes home to find her just like shocked and just, she can't speak. She's just she's just completely she's shut down completely. I mean, it was kind of over dramatic a little bit, but you know, so they take her to the hospital. The boyfriend, the husband, World War II vet, he's concerned about her. The hospital recommends a psychiatrist, the best in town, one of the best ones in the country, and he just so happens to be in this hospital. And they call him, and who shall it be? Vincent Price. That's right, the guy who killed his wife in that window. So he starts caring for her, and once she kind of comes out of her, you know, near coma she was in, she realizes that, and Vincent Price is like, oh shit, she saw it. What am I going to do? So there you go, and I'm going to leave it at that, and you have to watch this movie to see. So, I mean, really good. I mean, film noir, debatable. Good thriller, yes. If you like Alfred Hitchcock and stuff, shock will be good. So, yeah, she's in a state of shock is what I'm trying to say. So there you go, the movie, Shock, which is number 20 on the Fox Film Noir. Now, these are out of order. Next up is a movie. This is number 19. This is a movie called Vicky, and it stars Janine Crane and Jean Peters. So we got a Janine and a Jean. Vicky. So this is another murder drama, suspenseful. Jean Peters stars as a New York cover girl, Vicky Lynn, whose fame came fast and hard. And so does her murder. Her press agent, Steve Christopher, played by Elliot Reed, and her sister, Jill, played by Janine Crane, are placed under the microscope by relentless police lieutenant Ed Cornell, played by Richard Boone, who's always good, who derives, he's sadistic. He's got sadistic pleasure in interrogating both of them, and there's no lack of other suspects in Vicky's death, despite the fact that Jill found Steve standing over the body. Suspense builds as the characters remember moments in Vicky's lightning rise to the top of cafe society. Max Showalter plays Steve's columnist pal, Carl Betts, is a police detective, and Aaron Spelling operates the telephone switchboard at Vicky's hotel. So there you go, guys. Another suspense thriller. Not saying it's good. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that, but it's like I'm kind of confused. I guess they wanted to put this movie out, and they can't just stick it out and be like, oh, there's Vicky. It's a great drama thriller. So if you put the film noir banner on it, people are going to go, oh, cool, I got to have this. This is a film noir. I got to buy it. So I think it's just mostly kind of a Alfred Hitchcock-ish. I'm going to use Alfred Hitchcock because everyone knows Alfred Hitchcock. But it's a good suspense thriller. Pretty cool. I mean, a lot of flashbacks are used and things. So it was pretty good. I mean, if I had to rate it, I would give it a 2.5 or something out of 5. So there you go, Vicky. And Vicky came out in 1953, by the way. Next up, guys, we got a pretty cool movie starring a guy that's really good in these film noirs. Now, this is from 1949, and it's directed by the great director Joseph L. Mankiewicz. The movie I'm talking about is House of Strangers. This is pretty cool. We're going in the drama category again. Now, this is not a classic film noir by any chance, but pretty interesting. This is number 17. This is a great movie with Edward G. Robinson, Susan Hayward, and Richard Conte. Richard Conte's really good in these movies. I'm going to show a couple movies with him in it, and Susan Hayward. So stay tuned for that. But it's really good. Edward G. Robinson plays an Italian immigrant who comes over, makes good, starts as a barber, works his way up until he's running a bank. And he's basically head of this bank, and he doesn't really keep books, and he just kind of loans everybody in the neighborhood money. There's brothers. There's like 3 brothers. Richard Conte's one of them. Richard Conte's a lawyer, and he has a lot of mob ties and stuff. And he's really slick. He's really good in this. Susan Hayward and Richard Conte are really good in this together. I mean, that's almost the main reason to get this movie. I mean, their scenes together are great. I mean, they have such chemistry together on screen that even outshadows Edward G. Robinson's performance. And it's really good also. But basically, it comes down to where they're investigating Edward G. Robinson, how he runs the bank and everything. And basically, Richard Conte steps in and tries to get hold of, the place. It starts out with basically with Richard Conte getting out of prison. He was in there for 5 years, I think it was 5 years. And he's coming to the bank and he's walking, and everybody's thinking, what is this? The first thought you're thinking of this movie, you're thinking, man, he's coming in there. He's got revenge. He's going to walk up in there and shoot somebody. So he goes up in the bank. It's a big bank. He's walking up all the stairs. He meets his brothers. They're all trying to kiss his butt. They all really don't like him. And they're wanting to just pay him off and get rid of him, because this is after his father died. All this happened while he was in prison. So he gets up there and he's like, I don't want any of this money. I don't want your sympathy. I don't want your cigars you're trying to give me. I don't want none of that shit. I'm pissed. I'm Richard Conte, and I'm really good in this movie. So then it starts going in a flashback, kind of we go back to the beginning. We find out what's going on. And so basically, Conte had to, cheat on the books somehow because he's crooked a little bit, and basically goes to jail for his father, saying it's his fault and everything. But man, Richard Conte and Susan Hayward in this movie are just great. It's like, forget everything else and just watch their performance together. Really good. I give this one I give it a 5 just for their performance. I mean, if they weren't in it and there was just some other people, it would still be a good three stars. But man, the performance just really just, wow, it just shines. And what did I say this movie came out? 1949. So Joseph L. Mankiewicz, he's at Fox, 20th Century Fox. He's doing some good stuff. His first movie, Dragonwyck, with Vincent Price. And this, I think that maybe was his third film or something like that. Okay, next up, guys, we got another Fox film noir. We're going to keep this rolling. This is number 15, and this came out in 1951. It's directed by Robert Wise. This is one of Robert Wise's, maybe a handful of, he's probably up to like number 5 also. After becoming a director, he was an editor at RKO. 1951, he also made The Day the Earth Stood Still, the science fiction classic, this same year at 20th Century Fox. But he also did this movie. It's called The House on Telegraph Hill. And it stars Richard Basehart, Valentina Cortesa, and William Lunnigan. And I'll just read a little bit about this. Basically, The House on Telegraph Hill is an intriguing cliffhanger set in a spooky Victorian mansion below Coit Tower in San Francisco. So basically what happens is Valentina Cortesa, I didn't really see a lot of movies with her, so I'm kind of interested in like where she went or where she came from before this, because I believe she's from Europe, and she was really good in this, actually. So basically, it starts with a PO. This is at one of the Nazi concentration camps. It opens up towards the end of the war. Her and another woman were basically best friends, and they were, leaning on each other to survive. The other one's like, I'm going to die. And the other one's like, no, you've got to make it. And the other one's like, oh, what the? So they, there's like 10 minutes of, that. And then you learn that one of them is actually like, comes from wealth. She was like some big shot in, I believe, Poland. I believe it's Poland. A Polish countess. She's not a countess. I don't know. She was something, but she's near death. Right before the war, she got her son out with relatives, and they took him over to America to raise him in protection, which is slightly far fetched, because how would all that happen? And he's only like 6 maybe. But anyways, she dies, and Valentina Cortesa basically takes her identity, gets her passport, basically does the old switcheroo with her. So she gets that. So the concentration camps get liberated. She meets a really cool U.S. officer, comes over, they pal around. She's, coming back into America. They're getting her, after they got them all together, they're still in Europe. And they're like, what's your name? Where do you want to go? And she was like, I really want to go to America. I have relatives there. I have no one here. And so she plays it off real good, because, she always wanted, wealth. She always wanted something. And this was her chance. So what she was going to do is come over to America, be that person, raise the child and stuff. She has a good heart, she has good intentions, but she comes home and, she meets the husband and starts raising the child. She's playing off real good. But the officer that kind of took her in and, at the beginning kind of, liberated her and doing her paperwork and everything, they have some chemistry together. And it just so happens that guy ends up in San Francisco, and he's friends with the husband of that. So it's kind of like, whoa, that's kind of a, slightly far-fetched, but really cool. He's a lawyer by trade. He went in the army. So she gets into this spooky mansion. See, that was something this other woman would always talk about, this great mansion where her grandmother lives and blah, blah, blah. So she always wanted to go there, to live in this house and everything. But it's a very spooky place. Meanwhile, she gets home, she gets the kid, she's warming up to everyone. And I'm going to cut it at that. And I'm not going to tell you anything else, because at that point, you're watching the movie and you're thinking, oh man, this is how it's going to go. She's just going to do this and he's going to find out and then they're going to, and that's going to be it. You know, bland drama. But it actually twists. It twists real hard and really good film noir with a little bit of, just a little bit of really good dramatic film noir. It's really good, actually, guys. I really recommend that. She does really well in it. The husband has things to hide. Let's put it that way. But I don't want to give it away because it's really good. So check that out. The House on Telegraph Hill. I've said enough about it. This is number 15 in the Fox Film Noir. And I recommend that. Next up, this is a classic in film noir circles. This is number 13. This is another one directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz in 1950. And this was just 1950, 49, 51. Richard Widmark was just on a roll. I mean, he did so many great movies in that period. I mean, he was just turning them out, one after another. Richard Widmark is just severely, criminally underrated as a great actor. And I mean, I've seen him in so many good movies. I mean, just in the film noir department, he is so good. He is so good in it. So at this movie, No Way Out, he shines in this movie as a racist piece of crap. In this movie, it's funny that he's just how shitty he is in this movie. But this is a movie called No Way Out. It stars Linda Darnell, Stephen McNally, and Sidney Poitier. This was one of his very first roles, and he really shines in this movie. Him and Richard Widmark are just, man, such a great dramatic movie. But yeah, just one of those classic film noir stories of he's a doctor, Sidney Poitier. Richard Widmark and his brother get brought into the hospital. They both have gunshot wounds by the cops. They were trying to rob something or do something. And Sidney Poitier is trying to care for the brother because the brother is not responding to anything. He's shining the lights in his eyes and blah, blah, blah. So he wants to do some tests on him. Richard Widmark, at this point, he's handcuffed to the bed because he tried to attack Sidney Poitier. I mean, he's a raging racist in this movie. And so Sidney Poitier tries to do like a spinal tap on him to find out what's going on and everything. So he's doing it, And of course, in dramatic fashion, just minutes after that happens, he dies. And the racist brother, stupid, thinks that he killed his brother and he's and all this, gonna get him. And Sidney Poitier spends basically the whole movie trying to figure out to let him do an autopsy on him so he can find out how he died, because he must have had symptoms when he came into the hospital with some underlying condition, a sickness of some sort. So he's trying to determine what happened. It's like, I didn't kill him. I couldn't have killed him. He says he must have something going on, because he only had a gunshot wound to the leg. It was very superficial. But man, great cast in this. Linda Darnell is really good, supporting, plays the wife of the guy who died. Really good. No Way Out. I think it's available on Masters of Cinema. Eureka has put a Blu-ray out of it, and I believe it's out on Kino may have put one out, but this is really good. No Way Out, 1950. This is number 13. Joseph L. Mankiewicz directed this one also. I highly recommend that because Richard Widmark, man, he is just off the chain. So next up, guys, this is number 10. This is really a rare film. It's hard to find, I think, personally think. I'll make that statement. I think it's hard to find. And it's kind of pricey, even. I mean, in just what I was looking for. I mean, who knows? You may look up something right now and find it real cheap. But this movie stars Lucille Ball, that's right, Lucy, the great Clifton Webb, who was in Laura, the great supporting actor William Bendix, and Mark Stevens in the movie The Dark Corner. Really good. This is from 1946. It's directed by Henry Hathaway, who was a director at 20th Century Fox for years and years. Great director. So The Dark Corner. This is about, so, you know, let's think about this for a minute. Some men are drawn to women. Some men are drawn to murder. In this captivating story of strange obsession, Kathleen Connolly, who's played by Lucille Ball, and her boss, Brad Galt, played by Mark Stevens, are caught up in something shockingly different and terrifyingly dangerous. Galt has a secret so terrible he might have to kill to keep it. In the midst of their budding romance, Kathleen and Galt are being tailed by a heavy-set man in a white suit played by William Bendix. And though she doesn't know why or how strong the threat is, Galt does. And he is prepared to go to the extreme lengths to protect himself. Very good movie, very tight, very just it just starts and gets right into the story. Lucille Ball is really good, very beautiful in this movie. I mean, she started making movies in the 30s. I think she was in stuff as early as 1932, 33. I think she was in a lot of musicals and stuff. But by now, she's starting to get some acclaim. I think in 1939, she was in a movie called Five Came Back. And really good dramatic movie. And I think she really got some acclaim then and stuff, so she was doing some dramatic stuff. So, but this is really good. It's a very violent movie. It's very explosive. It's just got a lot of stuff going for it. Great kind of underrated, kind of a good sleeper movie, a sleeper hit, The Dark Corner. Really recommend that, guys. It's number 10 on the Fox Film Collection. Next up, we got number 8. This is a great movie. It's got Richard Conte in it again. This is another movie by Joseph L. Mankiewicz. This time, it's 1946, and the movie Somewhere in the Night. And it stars John Hodiak, Nancy Guild, Lloyd Nolan, and Richard Conte. Richard Conte is just great. He's so good in these movies. So let's find out about this movie. It's also got a great commentary by Eddie Muller on here too. A man wakens in a Honolulu hospital with no memory of his identity. He has 3 personal items: a wallet, a letter, and an angry ex-lover, and a note from one Larry Cravat, an apparent business associate. In searching for Cravat, the amnesiac heads to Los Angeles, enlisting the help of a saloon singer played by Nancy Guild, her boss, Richard Conte, and a police lieutenant, Lloyd Nolan. When he starts asking questions, he's blindsided by the goons and chased by the cops, but ultimately makes a shocking discovery. This exciting drama will keep you guessing until the very end. That's right, guys. John Hodiak plays a amnesiac. He's fresh out of the war, got hit on the head or something. He can't remember jack. He's just laying there. Really good movie, Amnesiac, I Don't Know Who I Am, What Is This, Who Are You? You know those movies. Really good good mystery in this. So definitely not one of Joseph L. Mankiewicz's classics, but a good movie nonetheless. I would give it 3 stars out of 5. Definitely collect this one. This one is, I think it's on Blu-ray now, but this is a DVD, of course. So this is number 8 of the Fox Film Noir, Somewhere in the Night. And finally, guys, this is the last one. This is number 7 on the on the Fox Film Noir collection. This is the movie called The House on 92nd Street. This one stars William Eath. Lloyd Nolan's back in this one, and Sidney Housel. Totally tore that name up, and I apologize. This movie, it's set in New York during World War II. The House on 92nd Street is a riveting spy thriller. Reporting to the FBI counter-terrorist agent George Briggs, played by Lloyd Nolan, William Dietrich, played by William Ethery, becomes a double agent in order to infiltrate a cell of German spies gathering information about construction of the atom bomb, and hoping to identify its highest level operatives. The FBI allows the spy ring to continue operations in their 92nd Street headquarters. As Nazis close in on the bomb, the tension explodes in this gripping film. This also has a commentary by Eddie Muller, which is he knows, he is the expert on film noir, hands down. This is directed by Henry Hathaway, and some other people in this movie. It's got Gene Lockhart, Leo G. Carroll, Lydia St. Clair, William Post. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie, actually. It's in watching, it's more of a wartime suspense movie. I wouldn't say it's a classic film noir by any means, but it's a great wartime thriller. Really good. A lot of great double agent stuff. That's always... You would think it would be easy to do. There's been many movies about, double agents posing as people and stuff, but it's really hard to do and to be legit about it, because, you even got to have the bad guys have got to be good with that person posing to make it all work. And I think it works pretty good in this movie. House on 92nd Street. It's not a movie you see much, so if you find it, I would definitely pick it up. This is number 7, by the way, in that collection. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I just wanted to show a few of those Fox Film Noirs. I have more, obviously, to show you in future videos. I just don't want to ramble on and make this thing an hour-long epic in YouTube land. So hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment as always, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. If you enjoyed this, check out my channel. I got a lot of cool episodes. I got a lot of other film noir episodes too. So until next time, guys, I'm Mike. Keep watching good movies and stay safe out there. And until next time, guys, I'm Mike. Take it easy.